My good friend Nick just stopped by. He brought some beer. He knows I know you're not working, and he was a little upset. I try to stay upbeat, and I know I jumped around in my last video. There was a reason for that. I had a lot to do, and I had to make a phone call. I hate to say things like this because this is YouTube, okay? And what I try to do is do something productive and not involve my personal life. But everybody's behind in bills. Everybody's got problems right now. But a friend of mine was just murdered, and it was not confirmed at the time I made that video. So what I'm trying to do is get to the phone then and get some answers to the gibberish that I heard on the phone. So my video basically turned into gibberish. I'm going to try to get this motor to fire. I'm excited. In between, I had a cleanup job today. I had to bring in firewood and stuff. I had a part of a tree come down out back, and then I had stuff that food I wanted to make. We have a holiday coming up. The Amish folks, our New Year is a little different, our Christmas and New Year. So this is really my family's time of the holidays. So a lot of people don't interpret that. They don't know. A lot of people don't even know what the hell Amish is. So forget that. We're going to see if this motor is going to fire. And then what I wanted to tell people, I did actually find a non-EPA carburetor. You'll have to get in contact with me on that one. There was a gentleman named Louis, and Louis used to work for a company up in Connecticut. They specialized in small engine carburetors. Louis is now detached, but Louis is contactable because I stayed in touch with the guy. He really did me some favors. Over the years, as far as finding stuff for this vintage shit, when I first started doing it, I couldn't find my butt cheeks with both hands. Okay? So these features are important as to whether the government is going to regulate a carburetor. People are buying that garbage now, and it does not run right because your carburetor has no adjustment. Okay? And these engines, unfortunately, they were designed to have that type of feature. Okay? Because you operate this equipment in cold weather, you operate it in hot weather. Well, that matters. Now, a lawn tractor, you basically operate that in, say, hot weather. So the government tries to, the government knows how a motor runs. You don't. You're stupid. Okay? Just like those people that bought those Teslas, they're out there in these 0 degree temperatures that, you got to have the IQ of a freaking house cat to buy something that sorry about that orange cat bad over there. He looked at me when I said that one. Yeah, I have house cats smarter than most honor roll students, and yeah, you can't be too freaking bright. United States Navy, they used to keep records on those old, even World War II submarines. How many cycles the batteries have been through, how many hours usage. Okay, the cars are garbage, but people. Okay, so this video is a brief video. I just want to dump some fluid down the app there. I'm going to dump some gas down the app and see if it fires. And then that's my video is, I did get the electric start. I'm going to show you. I'm going to hold it up. That is a single shaft motor. It's not like the snowblower motor, and they're ultra rare to even get one, let alone one that was seized up. It seems to have massive compression. That's another thing is when you work on this stuff and you do get it running, okay, sometimes it's like those old cars, these restoration videos. Oh, I got it running. Yeah, but it has no compression, and within 3 days, the entire engine's covered with a film of oil, so thick, it's like the Valdez spilled. Yeah, because they have no compression. So I might have went through all of this, but I did paint it up real nice. I pretty much I checked the compression. I think it feels like this was a replacement engine. What I did find. I don't think anybody's going to believe this. And these don't look store-bought, okay? These bolts did not completely tighten. I don't know if I got a bug in my nose. I keep wiping my nose. They're 3/8 of an inch, almost that much longer than the bolts that are now in there. The bolts that are now in that engine are off the snowblower engine that donated most of the parts in the electric start to this project. I don't know what happened. I am suspecting that was maybe some kind of factory foul up, that they put that type of head, because that head gasket is real thick. That's like when you get off the internet. They're not like the thin ones with the adhesive that actually melt into the engine. They actually melt and you have to torque them. Okay, a lot of these gaskets now are like a perma torque. That's all you're going to get out of them. These original, an OEM gasket, it has sort of an adhesive on it. All right, so this is my video, and sorry I jumped around. Uh, all right, what did I do with the sparky plug? Okay, that should be enough. And this is why I'm doing this inside, because I doubt outside this thing would fire. But I'm really interested to see whether this damn thing will actually fire. And I'm not actually putting my bare hand where that spark plug is. Let's see what the hell happens here. Okay, so I conclusively proved that I could revive a seized up engine, because like I said, I had called around. I did have that engine that got stolen off the pile out there. Somebody liked it better than I did. But you know what? I'm not disappointed that I actually decided to screw with it, take it apart. So sometimes that's all it needs is, I think what happened, somebody left that plug either loose or out. It rained, and the top of the piston there, since it was so tight, remember the oil in my other video? I had oil on top of the piston. It didn't even go past the rings. Okay? So I'm thinking maybe water got in there and cracked that head. It swelled up. That's what happens when water freezes. It expands. So I'm necessarily thinking that actually the spark plug probably had to be in there for, because if not, maybe it would have came out the spark plug hole. I don't know. I don't fill engines with water and see what happens. You know, I always said, well, we have the what can we fuck with next type of attitude. That's the way stock cars, modified stock cars, NASCARs were made. We take ordinarily stuff and make it extraordinary, or you hire an engineer and spend a lot of money. I'm not like that. I'm a tightwad. So anyway, it does work. Now we'll get a carburetor on it, and I'll prove conclusively. I should have bolted that. I do have an engine stand for those Tecumsehs, but you know what? I think somebody liked that better than I did too, and I think that disappeared. I was looking for that, and I remembered I stuck it on the bottom of that engine pile in between the engines. I have it. It has studs welded in a plate, and I can actually bolt that to one of those pallets. I just drill holes. I could take any pallet, just drill holes. Well, that plate mount that I made disappeared. So there's another piece of plate over here for those Tecumseh engines, but I have to weld brackets on it to make it work. Yeah, I'm a little distressed that shit's disappearing, and I really do have my suspect. And I think I'm going to confront him about it. You know, I've got enough problems right now to worry about than starting. I don't like it when I'm an adult and somebody acts like a child around me. I'm very disappointed with it. You know, if you want something or you want to borrow something, oh, that exhaust got me. Ooh. If you want to borrow something, ask. Okay? And I do want it back. I didn't make it because I don't need it. I have stuff I use. I call it once a century. You know, I might not use it for 2-3 years, but I have one. Just like that yoke puller. I make stuff, and that's why I make it. I'm not spending $100 or $200 on something that I'm going to use maybe once a year or once every other year, maybe once every 2-3 years, but I have it. Okay? Stuff like that's beautiful when you can make something like that come back to life. It really is. That really made me feel good. So that's my video. Is the seized up engine. It does run. And I did find a non-EPA carburetor. Anybody that wants that non-EPA carb for that thing, they can get in contact with me. Okay? I didn't like it. It's not a 1PZ, but he said it's the same company, and he said they're in Stenghold, New Jersey, that is importing them from Germany. I don't know. I've never heard of Stenghold, New Jersey, but he said that's where he's buying them, is from a place called Stenghold, unless I'm my hearing. I believe that's what it's like. Maybe somebody else actually knows the name of the town. But he said he's getting them from an importer there in somewhere in New Jersey, and he's buying them and he's selling them, and he gets $50 a carburetor. We're right back to maybe we should make the stuff here again. Okay, that's it. It runs.